Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video on the Su-25 and on the A-10 as well. Thank you Overlanding 11B for being the full crew member, and thank you all the Foxpad members and Fishpad members, especially Silami, Astropub, Jaf, Justin Field, Yuyush and Igor. Thank you for helping, it helps a lot. Make sure to be a member, subscribe, and let's get into it. So today we are going to talk a bit about CAS aircraft, okay? So we have the Su-25 coming up to War Thunder, as well as we already have the A-10A. And yeah, we are going to compare them both. We already did a comparison on a dogfight, but yeah, we're going to compare it to how they would work as a CAS option here. As you see the main problem with the Su-25 is that it doesn't have TV guided stuff, okay? This version, if you have seen my video on the Su-25 and diving down the history and the versions of it, you see that the Su-25, the normal variants never got TV guided stuff. Only in the Su-25 SM3, which are being used in very low numbers today. I think it's probably like 20 to 30 max, you know, so it's a very small batch of SM3s variants. And we have the T and TM also that together made 16, you know, aircraft made. So it is a very small number compared to the normal variants that we normally see in the Su-25, okay? That's why Gaijin didn't add the Vikir, that's why Gaijin didn't add the KH-29T. A lot of people don't know this, but the normal Su-25 is supposed to be a light, cheap aircraft so that it can do CAS more easily, being a little bit slower than the MiG-27K and cheaper than the MiG-27K, for example, and the Su-17 IV. So yeah, and it does that perfectly. It's, for me, it's one of the, I mean, that's the thing. There's no such thing as a better aircraft. I mean, there are such things as better aircraft than others, but in general, you have to consider aircraft depending on what they are designed to do, compared to another aircraft that are probably designed to do another thing. So this is the main thing about the A-10 and the Su-25. The A-10 is more expensive than the Su-25, and therefore it has much more modern stuff, you know. So not more modern stuff, but it has some advantages on the air-to-ground role. Okay, I would say the Su-25 is perfect for air-to-ground on stuff like air realistic maps, for example, you know, because you can protect yourself a lot better, in my opinion, than the A-10. Even though you have less missiles, you will end up having less troubles against, I mean, there's the point of the BR as well, but I still think that the BR of this aircraft will eventually go up a bit, more comparable to the A-10 anyway, but still, it's an aircraft that will be able to protect itself a lot better than the A-10, I think, in air realistic, and that's why the Su-25 is probably going to be better at that, while the A-10 is going to be better at doing the air-to-ground on a ground battle, okay? Why is that? Because, especially because of one thing, the Mavericks, okay? It's basically the main advantage of the A-10 over the Su-25. The Su-25 doesn't have a TV guided missile, especially not with thermals, and that helps a lot when you are trying to deal with tanks in a ground battle, you know. So I think this is the main difference and the main thing in an air-to-ground role. Of course, we have the cannon as well. You will see that in the later clip that I did with the A-10 in the dev server as well. I got way more kills in the air-to-ground in RRB as well because of the gun, you know. The gun is, I mean, you have a lot more ammo than the Su-25, and with that you can have a lot more time in the battle, a lot more time to kill air-to-ground stuff, ground stuff, you know. But that is a problem when you cannot hide or run a bit from the enemies, you know, when you don't have the energy to actually dogfight for a while. So it becomes kind of a problem, you know. Even though the A-10 in the right hands can be very effective due to amount of turning capabilities that you have, of course the A-9L being very good, especially in the BR that it faces. A lot of aircraft they don't have um, flares and stuff like that, and the R60 will be the same as well, in that sense. You know, it's just way better than that, just because nobody has flares, you know. So these missiles in this BR will be able to defend these aircraft very properly, you know. So yeah, but it's still a thing that you have to consider, that the A-10 is a lot slower. So it takes a while to get to the base, to the area. You know, it's a lot slower than the Su-25, and in general, the Su-25 has some advantages in air-to-ground role as well. For example, the A-10, they have the MatAWG, like I'm showing here, with thermals, but they don't have big rockets or proper good rockets like the Su-25. So you have the Hydras there, but they are not as good as the S8s, even the S5, and especially not the S25. Okay, the S25 is just amazing, and played it correctly, you will be able to get a lot of kills in ground RB as well. You know, it's just a matter of being able to kill AA systems from further away. You know, and just being safe while trying to shoot at some tanks. Okay, this is the main thing that the A-10 is better at, you know, being away from the battle a bit, just shooting those MatAWGs from far away, you know. But it's not something that it helps against an AA system, but beyond that, it's just, it kind of doesn't matter, because you have way less rockets, and the rockets are inferior to these Su-25 ones. And the bombs, if you get bombs, I mean, it's alright, both of them get bombs, but the bombs on the Russian side are way better, way more efficient in weight. You know, the 5500 M62 has 300 and something kilograms of TNT, so it's just way more efficient than the Mark 82s and the Mark 84s and Mark 83s, in the sense of TNT and stuff like that. So in amount of weight that you are having and carrying, you know, it's a lot more effective as well. In the air-to-air role, as I talked about it in the other video, they changed the way that the R60M works a little bit, and especially how the A-9L works. So the acceleration of the A-9L seems a little bit problematic, to be honest, because they actually decrease the power. They decrease the drag as well, but especially they decrease the power by like 20%. So the missile takes a while to actually get to speed, okay? Which means the drag, I mean, could make it kind of alright, you know, but still, if you have less power, you will end up having less acceleration in general, and with that, you can eventually miss targets like this, for example, because right at the start of the track, the missile just lost the target there, and yeah. So what's that? What does that mean in game? Okay, it means that in a situation of a dogfight, of a quick shot, for a short range shot, the R60M is far superior than the A9L, and the A9L will be far superior than the R60M at longer ranges, when it gets to speed and starts to actually turn very well, you know. So you have to keep that in mind. Obviously you have 4 missiles instead of 2 in the A-10, which helps a lot, but still it is a thing that you have to consider. The A9L takes a while to get to the acceleration, even though it has a way more range. So yeah, and I think the range helps the A-10 actually, because since you are slower than the Su-25, you will end up needing those more long-range shots for a missile, you know, because you are slower, so it's harder to reach targets. And basically what it means is that an A-10 will not have the aggressive capacity of actually choosing a target and attacking it, only if the target is actually like not paying attention to you, but normally you won't be able to do that. And the Su-25, you can be more aggressive hunting aircraft because of the speed, okay? Even though of course it's not an amazing speed, the Su-25 is slower than most aircraft anyway, but still it is it is doable, you know, it's a lot better, I think. And yeah, but anyway, in the ground, air-to-ground capabilities, as you see, I think the Su-25 has its advantages, and the A-10 has its advantages as well. I think the A-10 is the Maverick together with more air-to-air missiles and the gun. You know, the gun helps a lot for, especially in certain situations like ARB kind of situation, you know. And the ground RB, it helps a lot having the 6 Mavericks, especially with thermals. So that's pretty good. And the Su-25, I think the real problem is not having that, but it is faster. The missiles are more suitable for a dogfight if you have to defend yourself, and especially the rockets. You know, the rockets can be very effective. The S-25 is amazing. With the CCIP, you can get basically 8 tanks with that, which is, yeah, pretty good. And the gun is amazing as well. It does penetrate a lot less, but it has an amazing fire rate, and yeah, it's a pretty good gun. But it has problems. It's more like a like the Su-25 is good at short-range combat, and the A-10 is more good at long-ranger combat, you know, even though it has the gun with more ammo. Okay, but anyway, let me know in the comments what you think will be the best. I know there's a lot of biases there, so calm down as well on the comments, but still. And yeah, we will probably in the future get more Su-25s, so that would make it very, very cool to have a Su-25T or SM or something like that to actually provide a better long-range engagements for the Su-25. But anyway, I see you guys on the next one, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys, see ya.